Before the sea swallowed them, Plato's Atlantis. Long before recorded history, beyond the Pillars of Hercules, there stood a mighty island known as Atlantis. According to Plato, Atlantis was unlike any other kingdom. Its people were wealthy, powerful, and blessed by the gods themselves. The island was ruled by the descendants of Poseidon, and for generations they lived in harmony, guided by wisdom, justice, and virtue. In those distant ages, the divine element within them remained strong. Their greatness was not measured by wealth alone, but by the balance between power and wisdom. But nothing remains unchanged forever. As the centuries passed, something began to fade. The divine nature that once guided the Atlanteans slowly weakened, while their human desires grew stronger. Plato tells us that when the divine portion within them became diluted by the mortal element, the pursuit of virtue gave way to the pursuit of power. Humility was replaced by pride. Wisdom was overshadowed by ambition. Atlantis became richer than ever before, more powerful than ever before. Yet at the very moment of its greatest success, it began to lose something far more valuable: its soul. For in Plato's philosophy, the greatest tragedy is not the loss of life, but the corruption of the soul. Seeking to conquer the world, the Atlanteans sought dominion over other lands, believing their power would never end. They had forgotten the very principles that had made them great. They had become blind to the truth, believing that wealth and power alone could satisfy the human soul. And then came the fall. In a single day and night of catastrophe, Atlantis vanished beneath the sea. But perhaps Plato's story was never truly about a lost island. Perhaps Atlantis was not a place on a map, but a state of mind, a warning, a reminder that civilizations do not collapse when they become weak. They collapse when they forget who they are. The deeper message of Atlantis may be that every civilization and every individual human soul carries within it two forces, the higher and the lower, the divine and the material. It is the eternal struggle between our higher nature and our lower desires. As long as wisdom guides power, a society flourishes. But when power replaces wisdom, decline begins. The outer collapse is merely the reflection of an inner ruin. And so the legend of Atlantis survives, not because of the city that was lost, but because of the question Plato leaves behind. Can a civilization conquer the world, yet lose its soul?